What's going on, guys? JayeDeBlack here. Salute to everybody that is tuning in. Make sure y'all like this video. Sure, because I'm going to talk about Aldon Smith. Aldon Smith just recently passed away due to mysterious circumstances. And the reason why I say it's mysterious is because he lost his life while out with a guy by the name of Amir Shirazi. He is the guy pictured here in this photo. I believe he's the guy here standing right next to Aldon Smith. And this other guy here who right there in the front of him with looks like a Texas Longhorns shirt. He's a retired pastor, Scott Wagers. Well, Aldon Smith lost his life, according to Amir. When Amir went to go into his home, he came back out and Aldon Smith was going in I believe, some sort of cardiac arrest while waiting for him in his car. Now, we don't know the cause of death yet, at least of me doing this video, but apparently this is the last photo of Aldon Smith being alive. Aldon Smith, he's a former NFL player. He was a first-round pick out of Missouri back in 2011. I tweeted out when they announced his passing, I said I watched him get drafted in 2011 out of Missouri. Talented player, freak athlete, was just so great for the 49ers his first 2 years. And then he just fell apart. DUI, substance abuse. But there was an incident that happened. There might have been a couple incidents, but there was one incident that happened in particular where he was stabbed at a house party that he was giving. He had a house party going on, and I guess there was an altercation. He ended up being stabbed. And I think that started the downward spiral of his career in life because, again, the substance abuse problems, the DUIs. The DUIs actually cost him his 49ers career. He got released from the 49ers, and we're going to get into the timeline of things, due to the arrests and the DUIs, right? And also there's another infamous situation that happened where he was dating a female who ended up dating his teammate, who was a quarterback at the time, right? This was back in like the 20 teens. Maybe y'all know who it is. We'll get into it later. But when I saw this article, it stopped me in my tracks because this is the final hours of Aldon Smith's life. This article is recounting his final moments. Him delivering pizzas to the homeless for this retired pastor who didn't even know who he was. He literally told Aldon Smith, he didn't even know Aldon Smith was playing for the 49ers. And this was his final act, was helping the less fortunate. So let's get into this article. Aldon Smith spent the final morning of his life Saturday delivering pizzas to a Bay Area homeless charity with his friend Amir. Scott Wagers, the co-founder of Sham Deliverance Ministry, told The Athletic that he texted Amir to bring Smith with him the next time he came back with another delivery. Roughly an hour later, Amir called him back with the news. The former San Francisco 49ers All-Pro was dead. I couldn't believe it, Wager said. I could not believe it. It's been very hard for me to see that. Amir Shirazi, a businessman who owns a popular Bay Area gas station and is friends with several 49ers, often shows up at Wagers charity to volunteer in any way he can. So it wasn't a surprise when he showed up on Saturday with pizzas. But Wagers didn't expect or recognize the massive human being wearing a Knicks jersey, which Shirazi brought with him this time. You must be a football player. a basketball player. Wagers said he told Smith, who was 6'5", 255 pounds when he played, "You're the biggest. You're one of the biggest guys I've ever met in my life." The meeting to drop off the pizzas lasted around 5 to 8 or 10 minutes, the retired pastor said. It was just enough time to form his own impression of Smith. He seemed so down to earth, truly humble, Wagers said, as sincere as anybody I've ever met in my life. Before leaving, Wagers said the last thing Smith told him was, "I want to get my Niner friends, my Niner family, my ball player friends involved." About an hour later, Smith was gone at age of 36. Amir detailed his account of what happened that day in an exclusive with the San Francisco Chronicle. When contacted by The Athletic, Amir said he had already spoken to the Chronicle and that publication had all the information on the events leading up to Smith's passing. "I'm just very saddened and shocked," he said. After delivering the pizzas, Amir told the Chronicle they drove to a grocery store, then went to Amir's gas station in San Jose and his home in Los Gatos, California. "We were joking about life and talking about stuff right before," he told the Chronicle. Amir said he then briefly went inside his house, and when he came out, he found Smith slumped over in the passenger seat of Amir's white Chevy pickup with his mouth open. He said he first thought the former All-Pro was asleep because he was slightly twitching. He eventually realized Smith was in much dire state. That is insane. That is insane. Amir told the Chronicle he called 911 and called former 49ers running back Anthony Dixon, a teammate of Smith's in San Francisco, to come help with CPR. Dixon lives in Campbell, Amir told The Athletic, which is a neighboring city less than 10 miles away from Los Gatos. Later that night, the 49ers announced that Smith had died, but did not reveal a cause of death. On Saturday, Amir posted pictures on Instagram of Smith handing out the pizzas. The 48-year-old said he became friends with Smith through a mutual friend in the 49ers star linebacker Patrick Willis. Through Willis, he met and befriended several 49ers from around 2010 to 2015. That was an era of talented San Francisco 49ers team. That was a team that Jim Harbaugh was a coach during that time, and he assembled a very talented football team, including Pro Bowl running back Frank Gore and Smith, and kept in touch with many after they retired. Smith, whose NFL career was derailed by several DUIs and multiple years of suspension stemming from criminal charges, had recently shown up at a 49ers practice at the team's practice facility in Santa Clara, California. While he was there, he spoke to San Francisco rookies, team sources confirmed to The Athletic. So it's good that he still had a home with the 49ers. He wasn't just like banished, right? They still, let him, because they have smart people running the 49ers for the most part, in certain aspects. They do. They have smart people running it. And the fact that he still was able to go back after they had let him go because of the issues he had, I think was a good thing. He also did a recent interview on YouTube with T. Maltzby, a barber who interviews current and former NFL players, while Smith had his hair cut. He detailed what his life looked like after his playing career ended following one season with the Dallas Cowboys in 2020. Smith, who declared for the NFL draft after playing 2 seasons in 3 years at Missouri, said he began the process of finishing his schooling after he retired. He continued working out with other athletes, but said it didn't lift his spirits much. "I found myself being just negative," Smith said in the video. "People were trying to get back in the league, and here I was done with it and just unsure of what I wanted to do with the rest of my life." Smith said he briefly worked selling roofing packages, which he called a humbling experience, and said it didn't last long. Drafted with the 7th pick in the 2011 NFL Draft, Smith recorded 152 tackles and 44 sacks in 50 games for the 49ers over 4 seasons, including 3 straight trips to the NFC Championship game. He was released by the 49ers in 2015 after his 3rd arrest for driving under the influence, which also involved a hit and run. He signed with the then Oakland Raiders, playing briefly before being suspended repeatedly over the next 4 seasons. He returned for one more season with the Dallas Cowboys in 2020. Reflecting on his playing days in an interview with Malsby, Smith expressed regret over how it ended. My career didn't have the ending that I think it maybe should have, Smith said. I wasn't proud of how things ended. Those who were with him in his final hour felt the positivity permeating from the once fearsome edge rusher. I felt like he was completely genuine and wanted to help, Wager said, and an hour later, he's dead. I can't believe what happened here. I can't believe that. Well, it is sad, but it looks like he was able to tie up loose ends, so to speak, get his life back on track, through all the substance abuse issues he reportedly had, still be invited back to the 49ers facility, continuing his education, also giving back to the less fortunate. And again, now he's gone. It's sad because he had so much potential. He was a young guy coming into the NFL too. Very young. And to see somebody with so much promise and so much potential have the issues that he had, it's something that you just have to think about. And it should be a cautionary tale for others, right? To say, hey, you gain everything, but you can also lose it. So you have to be very careful. You have to understand that, a lot of what you have, your talent is giving you, but ultimately, if the choices you make can set a precedence for your future. Now, again, I don't know the cause of death yet, but because I originally wasn't going to make a video, but someone in the comments of the post that I had on X, they wanted me to make a video. They wanted to hear what I had to say. I said, okay, well, I'll revisit it. So I looked it up and I saw this article that spoke about, his final hours. It was just so eerie. And that final photo of him there handing out the pizzas to the homeless. Unbelievable. It doesn't seem like he was in any relationship. I mean, he had last public relations back in 2018. So I'm hopeful that he got his life back on track. Okay, we still don't know exactly why he passed away the way that he did. But nonetheless, somebody who can show you that he got off the track, he got off the rails, was not able to have a full NFL career, but was able to fully get himself back on track, personal life, while also helping other people. So let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. And let me know what you think, man. Rest easy to Aldon Smith.